Good afternoon, hockey fans. Live from the Keith Miller Arena inside the East Hants Sportsplex. Day one, game number one of the 2024 U18 AAA Atlantics. First of 11 games over 4 days here in Lance, Nova Scotia. Today, to open the tournament, it is the champions out of Nova Scotia, the Halifax Max, taking on the Prince Edward Island champs, the Kensington Wild. My name is Mike Barkhouse. Good to be along for the ride with you for these 4 days. It's going to be an exciting event. Kevin Hubert to my right producing things. He and Ashton Reiki will do the producing job for us this week on AAA TV. Glad to have you with us here from Lance. 5-team tournament, one trip to the TELUS Cup National Under-18 Championship on the line. And I tell you, coming in, I personally, you can think of who you might think of as your favorite coming in, but there's really any team in this event can get hot and win this thing no matter what you think coming in. If you're not familiar with how this works, it's a round-robin format, so 5 teams at the event. Each team will play the 4 others one time. Each team will have one day where they play twice. Kensington will play twice today and this evening. 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime or shootout win, 1 point for an overtime or shootout loss, no points for a regulation time loss. Top 2 teams after Saturday's action will play Sunday afternoon in the championship game with that TELUS Cup berth on the line. Officials are on the ice here in Lance. We await the arrival of the 2 teams, and here come the Kensington Wild, and you can hear the horns. Good atmosphere right off the bat here in Lance. Halifax now onto the ice as well. An important job to lift the lid on these events, set the tone for the crowd as to how things are going to go from an entertainment standpoint. I know I'm highly looking forward to this event. Thank you to those who are watching right now. If you're just buying the one-game pass on AAA TV, we appreciate you. If you're along for the ride for the entire tournament, we certainly appreciate you as well. Hope you're looking forward to it as much as we are. Teams are now at their benches. Kensington lined up on their blue line. Max getting last-minute instructions at the corner of their bench. Almost set for O Canada here. Max with a record of 43-8, regular season and playoffs combined. They beat Steel Subaru, the host of this tournament, in a 5-game thriller that ended just this past Sunday night at the Halifax Forum to win the Nova Scotia Championship. Kensington, meanwhile, regular season and playoff combined 25-10-4 on the year. They swept Charlottetown 4-0 in the Prince Edward Island final. O Canada time, first period action next. There you have it, O Canada in the books, set for puck drop from East Hants. Game number 1 of 11, the 2024 U18 AAA Men's Championship. Starting goaltenders this afternoon. First to my left for the visiting Halifax Max, it's Nathan Mills. Nathan Mills is a Acadie Bathurst Titan draft pick, 167th overall back in 2022, 94th overall to the Campbellton Tigers in the 2022 Maritime Hockey League draft. And at the other end, George Gallant, between the pipes for Kensington, Summerside Western Capital draft pick over the MHL, 119th overall in 2022. The crowd brings the noise here as the teams come to center ice and get this Atlantic Championships underway. Again, appreciate each and every one of you tuning in this afternoon. Hope you can be with us for each and every game as we get an early icing just 7 seconds into this hockey game. So expect probably a bit of nerves here in the early going, a bit of a feeling out process as well. These two teams don't play league action against one another. Sometimes these teams meet in-season tournaments. But again, not overly familiar with one another. Face-off won by the Max. That's sent towards goal. That was Kenzie Wagner with the shot. Gallant fought that off. Now Truin, the rookie, sends it deep. Gallant out of his net. Leaves that down there for Eddie Doyle. Halifax Moosehead pick. Likely future Halifax Moosehead maybe as soon as next year. Here's a quick chance in front. I think that was Luke Dooley, and Gallant kicks out the right pad. He looks sharp here in the early going. Back the other way come Kensington now. Derek Andrews sends that deep. Mills plays it right back out. Now Luke Inman there to pick it up just inside his own blue line. Partner pass over to Mason Cook. Cook gets it through the middle. It's touched in by Shaw. Now the Max take over. Luke Legier, high scoring forward, brings it ahead. Sends it through the slot. That's broken up. Now foot race and a Wild do clear out to neutral ice. Riley Creelman sends that back in. Gallant out of the net, gets a stick on it. Now his defense take over. Max engaged the forecheck. Here's a turnover. Legier sends it towards goal, doesn't get through. Inman races over to the far corner to collect. Sends it out the boards, and it is eventually swept out by the Wild. Delayed offside here, so Gallant's going to stop it. And Cook's going to have time to have a look. Cook. Shaw chips this out just over the blue line. Max send it back in. Territorial advantage here through the first minute and a half or so goes to the Max. Matt McDonald lifts this out for Kensington. Now swept in by Isaac Tawil. Mills leaves that behind the goal for Creelman. Gets it over far side for Ben Lindsay. Sends it ahead looking for Angus Proctor. Too far out of his reach. That goes for icing against the Max. 18:15 to go first period. Still scoreless here in game number one of the Atlantics. Face-off coming to the left of Nathan Mills. In on the draw, Isaac Arsenault for Kensington. He's going to take this against Maddox Marmalak of the Max. Most valuable player in the Nova Scotia League this year. Big hit behind the goal. Kensington establishing the body early. Now back comes Proctor the other way. Over the blue line, he's dispossessed. Now away comes Kensington. That's broken up. Sent in by Lindsay. Gallant again out of his net. Just about every chance he gets, he'll come out of the net and play it. Wild trying to establish a breakout here in the early going. Here comes Arsenault. Should mention there's a few Arsenauts on this team. This is Isaac. It's deep to the near corner. Taylor activates from the point. Now a stick goes flying. It's sitting there high slot. Doyle on the far side keeps this in. Tries to send it down low. That's off the shins of Proctor. Comes back to Doyle. Waits for a teammate to check up. Sends it in right on goal. Blocker to the corner by Mills. Team starting to settle in a bit as that pass comes right through the crease. Nobody in a white sweater for the tap-in. Now Murphy centers. That goes right past everyone. Now picked up by Ethan Hines. Hines by himself. Doyle pins him to the wall. In to help out is Aiden McKay. Puck squirts free. Taylor gets it ahead. And away come the Wild. Connor Foston behind the goal. Battling down there with Lucas Thibault. Very speedy Kensington forward. McKay now in the corner. That's stripped to the puck, and away with speed comes Daniel Walters. He's a prospect to watch for the upcoming Quebec Maritime Hockey League draft. Will Shearer from a tough angle hits the side mesh. Comes back to Shearer. He sends it back to the point, skips over Wagner's stick, or under. Wagner's stick goes to the length of the ice. Obviously no icing. Mills trying to catch the Wild in a change, but now an errant stretch pass will go the length of the ice for icing. So that change that had begun for the Max will be negated due to the icing. 16:26 to go, period one. Scoreless in Lance between the Max and the Wild, game one of the Atlantics. Glad to have you with us. You might see a bit of a line there on our time clock. There's a shot from a faceoff. They score! It looks like it's Ethan Dixon Top scorer in the New Brunswick Prince Edward Island League in the regular season with 75 points. And he gets the first goal of the tournament. Who else would you expect? 16:23 to go, first period. And the Wild with the ever-important first goal, lead at 1-0. Dixon is a player to watch. Again, we didn't really get into those yet. We'll have lots of time to talk about impact players. Ethan Dixon is certainly on everyone's list. He opens the scoring here. Behind the goal now. Wild looking for more. Liam Arsenault, another of those impact players to watch. Andrews with the only assist on that goal, and I'm going to tell you, let's get this out of the way right now. It is very hard to hear the PA announcer in here. There's a quick shot from Denome. He's gobbled up and held by Mills. 15:41 to go, first period. Wild out in front, 1-0. Ethan Dixon, first of the tournament from Derek Andrews. Dixon is one to watch. Liam Arsenault, number 7 in white, another top prospect for this upcoming Q draft. Both of those guys lit up the New Brunswick PEI League this year. Shot from the point there off the draw. Doesn't get through. McDonald has it below the goal line. Now he'll try and cycle it down low. Didn't bounce off the boards the way he would like it to. And away comes Luc Legier trying to get the max level. Crozier now for Kensington. Rims it around. Shaw has that skip off his skate. Kept in at the point by Ben Lindsay. Sends it behind the goal. Legier tries to center. Fanned on that. No shots on goal on the in-building scoreboard. Oh, actually, there are. Showing is 2-1. I had a little bit of a stanchion in my way. 2-1, the shots on goal right now, showing in favor of Kensington. I did an event here a couple years ago. I think it was Junior C Atlantics. And the shot counters in that event were very, very liberal. Anything put towards goal counted. We saw some high shot totals. Don't think, at least in the early going, we're going to see that here this week. That's a shot on goal, though, as Gallant handles it, catches the fluttering wrist shot. So, the in-building count is 2 shots apiece. 14:47 to go, first period. 1-0 Kensington leading on Ethan Dixon's first of the tournament. The thought had started before Dixon put that puck in the net was about that time clock here in the building. We've got a camera, obviously, on it, so you at home can see how much time is remaining. Shot gets through, stopped and held by Gallant, no rebound. There looks to be a line of some sort in front of that time clock on the in your upper left corner there. We're aware of it. We've tried to fix it, and we don't seem to be able to know what is causing that. Shouldn't be much difficulty for anybody at home, though, as obviously I will frequently tell you how much time is remaining in the period if for some reason you can't see that very well at home. At Mike Barkhouse on Twitter, or X if you want to reach out and give a shout out to your favorite players. We're here all week till Sunday. Here comes Easton Schlender now. Truro Bearcat pick in the Maritime Hockey League. Can't get it down low. Now Foston strip. Zhang trying to catch up. Over to help out and pick that up is Tawil. Shoots right on. That's stick aside. Rebound was there. Zhang couldn't get a stick on it. And now back come the Max. Daniel Walters over the line. Dishes it off. Shot right there from Proctor. Skips wide. Past the 6-minute mark of the first. Eddie Doyle over to collect on the far side. He's got all kinds of time as the Max were changing. Doyle will retreat behind his goal now. Now send it ahead. 38 points in 31 games for Eddie Doyle in the regular season. That's a great number for a blue liner. Here's Murphy's shot. Blocked to the corner. Doyle added 4 points in 4 postseason games as well. He's going to be a good one. He already is. Stretch pass here, looking for Shearer. Doesn't connect, but Shearer does win the foot race to it in the corner. It's at the Hines. Hines tried to get it back to Shearer. Doyle in to take that away. So they head to Murphy. Drew Murphy. Far side. McKay whacks at that. Now he's dumped by Hines. And that gets a reaction from the Halifax faithful. 7 minutes gone, first period. Moving along nicely here in the first game. The curtain opener of these 2024 U18 AAA Atlantics. Truant. Partner pass over to the captain, Kenzie Wagner. Moves that ahead. Misses everybody. Gallant still being comfortable playing the puck. And he does just that. Having a look and bringing it up ice is Dixon. He's got the one goal here. Lindsay looking for Walters. That's broken up by Liam Arsenault. Walters at the red line. Sends it here near side for Marmalak. Don't want to give him too much space. Sends it through. Looking for the redirect was Lindsay. Couldn't get a stick on it. Penalty coming, though, as Lindsay was hauled down. Whistle goes as the Wild touch the puck. It's going to be a hooking call. First power play of the day goes to the Max. See who the guilty party is. Still waiting for a penalty box dweller for the Wild. And now finally, looks like it's going to be Derek Andrews off for tripping. So we'll see what the Max can do here. 5-on-4 with 12:19 to go in the first period. Looking for an equalizer. Schlender, Leger, Marmalak, Lindsay, and Foston to begin for the Max. And they control off the draw. Lindsay sends it down to the corner. Wild try and rim it out. Can't. Leger takes over. Leger back to the point to Foston. Foston, wrist shot through traffic, redirected in front. It goes over top of the goal. And now Doyle rips it off glass and all the way down the ice. Mills out of his net to play it. Plays it far side, no one there. Arsenault keeps it deep. And now the Max try and get organized down low. Here comes Leger now. Far side to Marmalak over the blue line. Marmalak to Leger, shoots. That's a good pad save by Gallant. Lindsay at the far point keeps it in and sends it to Marmalak. Top of the slot, shoots right on. And Gallant sees it all the way, gloves it all the way, and holds it. No rebound there. 1:17 to go in this Max power play. Had a couple of good chances, but Gallant looks very, very strong here in the early going. 11:36 to go first period. Walters in on this draw against the captain, Arsenault, Isaac Arsenault. Max keep this in. Hartland at the far point. He's another top prospect for the Q draft. Truin over to Chip, top of the circle, gets it down low. Dooley from a tough angle. Gallant got a pad on that, and the Wild lifted out. The draw away. Now almost a giveaway there as Mills didn't get all of it on the clearance. Here comes Arsenault nonetheless. 1-on-3. He's just going to try and kill some time. About 45 seconds left in this Max power play as Walters brings it ahead over the blue line. Walters tried to slide it over to his defenseman. That's broken up, and now the Wild will clear. Mills leaves this for Truin. 25 seconds to go in this Max power play. On his feet over there in the box is Andrews, chomping at the bit to get out. Foston through the middle. Marmalak, look out. That was a near collision. Now here comes Dixon shorthanded. Cuts to the outside. Still with it. Dixon on his backhand tries to wrap it in. The net was open, but a good defensive play. I think that was Angus Proctor to break that up. Now back as Marmalak can't control the pass cleanly. Penalty comes to a close. Andrews out of the box, right back into the fray. 5-on-5 now. Here's a chance in front. What a save from Gallant. Schlender with the good redirect in the slot. Oh, Gallant is the best player on the ice right now. Schlender centers it in the crease. It's bouncing around down there. And finally the Wild find it. We're past the halfway mark of the first period. Wild survived their first shorthanded occasion. And we remain 1-0. Dixon now looking for another one. Backhand pass over to Arsenault. Good save by Mills. Dixon and Liam Arsenault, two of the more lethal players in this tournament, combining for a good scoring chance. Now here's Andrews, fresh out of the box, trying to toe drag. Gets it to Dixon, shoots. Good pad save by Mills. Not sure how much of that he saw. Max now hemmed in their own zone, looking for a reprieve. Dixon, draped all over him, is Logan Foote. Battle on the far boards. Proctor in there trying to kick this puck deep. There's a shot from the top of the circle, goes off a leg into the corner. Wild clearly energized by that penalty kill. Denom now. Shaw redirects this deep. Mills wisely stays in the net. Shearer tried to get it to Hines, a little too far for him. Now McDonald sends it behind the goal. Racing to the far corner for that is the captain. Kenzie Wagner takes a hit but makes the play, gets the puck out. Bodies are flying around out there now as Gallant out of the net to play it. Another collision, now away come the Wild. Get it to the red line. Hartland whacks that off of a Wild player into the penalty box, and now we're going to get a little meeting of the minds after that whistle, which is typical when the physicality picks up. 7-5 shots on goal right now in favor of the Max. 8:34 to go first period. 1-0 Kensington on an Ethan Dixon goal. And they've heard that before. Not the first time someone said on an Ethan Dixon goal this year. Ethan Dixon, of course. Acadie Bathurst pick in 2022. Summerside Capital pick in 2022 as well. He's going to play junior hockey next year. Somewhere. Legier now to Hartland. Over to Chip. Pulled it to the forehand. Tried to get the shot away. Couldn't. Still got it though now. Aaron Chip. Chip down low. Legier in the slot. Couldn't get a shot away. That was Jacob Hartland. Needed just to be a tad quicker. Now this is lifted in by Foot. Gallant for the what seems like the dozenth time out of his net to play it. Some goaltenders need that to get them into the game. And there's no question he's into the game. He's made several big saves in this first period alone. Here come the Wild again. Good chance there on the toe drag by Michael Arsenault. Hugging the post and making the save is Mills. Doyle now at the red line. Slides it over by the Max penalty box. And now the Wild send it in. Walters. Shaw watches him. Walters reverses it for Foston. Moves it ahead to Marmalak. Marmalak leaves it for Foston. Ahead looking for Dooley. Dooley's knocked down from behind by Arsenault. No call. Now Gallant had to move a little bit as that puck slowed down on him. Walters has it on the far boards. Drops it back. Wrist shot there. Gets through. And Gallant once again looking sharp as ever. That was Ben Lindsay with that chance. He's had a good first period. 7:16 to go first period. Glad to have you with us. I'm sure there's people watching us from far and wide on AOTV. Wouldn't have it any other way. Got our first tweet of the event. We'll get to that on the next stoppage as Liam Arsenault in. Wrist shot, gloved easily by Mills. Tweet is from Tom Hunter. He wants to send a shout out to Jimmy and Lorraine McIntyre from Sydney, Nova Scotia, who have watched every game this year watching their grandson Ty Hunter. Oh, sorry, that just came through as a new tweet, but there's no Ty Hunter on these teams, so Twitter failing me on that one. Gotta love technology. Face-off coming here to the right of Mills. 7:08 to go first period. Shots on goal, 8-6 in favor of the Max, but they trail 1-0. Wild control off the draw. Murphy from the tough angle goes through the middle. Now on the far side, Inman whiffs on the shot, and away come the Max. Here comes Will Shearer over the blue line. Shearer absorbs the contact, gets it over. Looking for the one-timer was Wagner, but he didn't get enough stick on the puck. Tristan Turner sends this deep. Gallant stays in the net this time. Now Inman, miscommunication with his defensive partner down there. There's a chance for Halifax. Can't get the shot away. Murphy now through the middle. McKay down low. Wagner in to take that from him. Wagner, the Halifax captain, ahead to Shearer. Shearer. Toe drag, wrist shot. That goes wide on the blocker side. Wagner on the far side races over to keep it in. Send it down low. Gallant out of the net. Stops this one. Settles it down for Mason Cook. Cook far side. Waiting for it over there is Tebow. Never had the puck. Took a big hit anyway. Referee's arm stays down. Now here comes Proctor for the Max. To Legier, that's broken up. Andrews ahead for Dixon. One-on-one with Riley Creelman. Tried to send it over to Cook. Halifax comes away with it. Mills leaves that behind the goal for Creelman. Proctor moves it ahead. Over to Schlender. Easton Schlender. Just offside. A little bit of a late whistle, but offside is indeed the call. Is there a better hockey name than Easton? I mean, I don't know. Might be the name of the tournament. Easton Schlender. As I mentioned, Easton's a Truro Bearcat pick 45th overall in 2023. Also a Moncton Wildcat pick, 70th overall in the 2023 Q draft. 5:39 to go, first period. Face-off in neutral ice, won by the Wild. They've been good on the draw in this first period. Schlender, back to Riley Creelman, to his defensive partner, Ben Lindsay. Wild take over. Crozier, partner pass. At the red line. Andrews takes the contact, sends it in. Halifax take over. Schlender, back to the Kensington blue line. Jacob Denome moves ahead to Andrews. If I'm saying any names wrong, please reach out and let me know as well. I think I've got most of them down, but there's a couple that could go a couple different ways. Keeping in mind where they're from as well, that's also plays into it. Some provinces say names differently than others, despite being spelled the same. Crozier, behind his goal line, or below his goal line, I should say, settles this down. In on the forecheck is Opong. Walters keeps it deep for Halifax. Looking for an outlet. Walters still with it. Big body play here by him. Comes out the near side. Tried to center. Puck is loose. Fawcett activates from the point, but can't get to it. McDonald now gets it ahead to Shaw. Jordan Shaw spins. Centers off a skate. I think Mills kicked it out. Net is off behind Nathan Mills. Referee sees it and blows the whistle. And now we get some pushing and shoving as a result of that. Shots on goal are even at 8 apiece. 4:20 to go, first period. 1-0 Kensington leading on Ethan Dixon's first of the event. Again, this is not single elimination. It's not win or go home here today. It's 3 points on the line. 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime or shootout win, 1 point for an overtime or regulation loss. Top two teams at the end of the round robin on Saturday night will play in Sunday afternoon's championship game with a berth at the TELUS Cup on the line. It's going to be an icing call on Halifax. 4:10 to go, and that TELUS Cup event was supposed to have happened. I mean, it happens every year, but it's being hosted by Member 2, the Sydney Rush, up in Member 2, that beautiful new facility up just outside of Sydney, Nova Scotia. The event was supposed to happen there a couple years ago, but COVID kind of derailed everything. So that event finally taking place in Member 2, April 22nd to 28th. Get up there for some good hockey. The best teams in Canada will be there. Somebody from this tournament will be there. Rush are in as the host, obviously. This is going to be an offside call. Shaw brought it in. Didn't realize there was still a man trying to clear the zone. So we'll get a neutral zone face-off here with 3:50 to go in the first period. My player of the period, no question about it, George Gallant between the pipes for the Kensington Wild. 8 saves here so far for him, and of the 8, I would say 5 at least were of the very good to excellent quality. Wild win another draw, send it deep. Mills stays in the net. Lindsay back to collect that. Been really impressed with him. He's been probably the best Mac in this first period for me. Hartland now takes that pass from Lindsay. Hartland through the middle. Oh, got on the stick of Chip. Couldn't keep it. Now that shot from the far side gets through. Gallant makes that save. Penalty coming here to Halifax. Wild get the red line, send it right in on Mills. He steers that aside, and the whistle goes. It's going to be another minor. It's going to be a slashing call this time. The first was a trip. This one's going to be a slash. So it's going to be Kenzie Wagner heading off. No, Aaron Chip. He was on the bench. He'll go across the ice to the penalty box now. Chip for slashing, so we'll see our first Wild power play of the day with 3:22 to go. Andrews, Liam Arsenault, Michael Arsenault, Eddie Doyle, and Ethan Dixon on this power play for the Wild. Doyle at the far point, walks in, wrist shot right on, stop, rebounds there, it's still loose, whistle goes as the official loses sight of it. That one's always a tough one. You know, it looks to us up here like, oh, that puck was never covered. But sometimes as an official, things happen fast down there, and you can lose sight of the puck pretty quick. So the faceoff will come to the left of Mills. Did good work there, battling through that traffic in front. Another faceoff win for the Wild. Doyle Dixon shoots. That's off a body. Down the splits is Mills. They try and slide it underneath of him. They cannot. Now look at, we might see a penalty here. I think we will, as I think it was Arsenault being worked over in front of the net, getting cross-checked in the lower back repeatedly. Max looked apoplectic, but yeah, hard to argue with that one. Walters, Daniel Walters, a little overzealous in front, given the cross-checks. And now it's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Wild. Only 25 seconds gone in the first minor, so this is going to be a lengthy one. Both teams tinker with some changes. Big, late first period sequence here. Legier in on this draw against McDonald's. Won by the Wild, but they won it too well. Doyle couldn't corral it. Arsenault. That's Michael Arsenault. Doyle now brings it in over the blue line. Spins away. Sends it down low. Lindsay trying to hold it to the wall. McDonald takes it from him now. Comes out the near side. Arsenault has it. Arsenault to Liam Arsenault. That's Michael to Liam. Max take that over and send it down the ice. The second penalty is not showing on the scoreboard here, as Doyle has it below the goal line. 1 minute left in the original penalty, but as I said, the second penalty not up on the board. It is a 5. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's 5-on-4, so they must have not have been a minor. It must have been a misconduct of some kind. Again, it's impossible to hear the PA here with the headset on. It's very muffled. Arsenault brings it ahead over the blue line. Arsenault shoots. Good pad save by Mills, kicking that right pad out at the last second. 25 seconds to go in the Wild power play. Cook to Dixon. Reverses it to Cook. Zhang. Now Shaw lifts it in. 10 seconds to go in the Wild man advantage. Coming away is Marmalak. This will just about do it. Marmalak over the blue line. Hauled down. Max fans looking for a penalty. They're not going to get it. Penalty is over. Back to 5 aside now. I have to look in the first intermission to see what that second penalty was. Looked like it was a minor for cross-checking, but clearly it's not. There's a shot kicked out by Mills. Rebounds there. Wild find it. Cook sends it down low. Max take over. Legier now coming back with just about a minute to go in the first. Legier toe drag shoots. Stopped by Gallant, and good rebound control there by him as well. Under a minute to go in the first now. Creelman at the red line. He'll send it in. Stopped up by Taylor. Far side looking for Shaw. A little too far for him. Now Lindsay brings it forward. Lindsay sends it in right on goal. Gallant handles that. Steers it over to Denome. This pass misses everybody. Creelman's going to have to retreat into his own zone for it. Stretch pass, a little too far for Lindsay. He reaches the stick out to get a piece of it, but nothing more. Inman now. Looking through the middle. That's off the leg of Proctor. Now Michael Arsenault is going to have to battle, and he loses that battle. Proctor with it. Time for a final second chance here for Halifax, perhaps. Proctor back to the point. Lindsay wrist shot doesn't get. Oh, it does get through. Gallant has it up between the top of the blocker and the arm pad. So we'll get an offensive zone faceoff for Halifax. 6 seconds to go in the first. Face-off won by the Wild, so that should just about do it. Legier keeps it in. Not able to get it into his shooting position, though. And the buzzer goes to end the first period. Shots on goal in an eventful first period. 14-11 in favor of the Wild. And your score after one period of play at the 2024 U18 AAA Atlantics, the Kensington Wild won, the Halifax Max no score. So we're going to pause now for the first intermission. I should tell you that the host committee would like to thank Shooters Bar and Grill, the official sponsor of this game number 1 of the 2024 U18 Major Atlantics. So we're going to pause now for the first intermission, which is about 14 and a half minutes away. We'll come back, run down the scoring from the first, and get you the call of the second period. You are watching the 2024 U18 Major Atlantics on AOTV. Welcome back to AO Live's continuing coverage of the 2024 U18 Major Atlantics. 1-0 Kensington Wild leading the Halifax Max after one period of play as the teams hit the ice for second period action. Mike Barkhouse and Kevin Hubert with you here on a fine Thursday afternoon. Not sure if it's fine outside. It was starting to snow a little bit when I came in. And God only knows what it's going to look like when I get outside hours from now. Hopefully I don't have to dig my car out. Just one goal, obviously, in that first period. And it was Ethan Dixon, leading scorer, one of the top marksmen in all of Atlantic Canada, scoring his first of the tournament. Derek Andrews with the only assist on that goal, giving Kensington the 1-0 lead that they currently enjoy. Shots on goal in that first period. (14-11) in favor of the Kensington Wild. Very good on the face-offs. George Gallant, 11 saves on 11 shots. Very good in that first period. Teams are at center ice, ready to go. And so are we. Hope you are as well. Walters and Andrews lean in for this draw. Well, now there's still 40 seconds on the clock. Again, not sure why we can't just play when the players and the officials are ready. Not sure why we always have to wait for that clock to wind down to 0. But rules are rules, I suppose. So now I think we're ready to get second period action underway. And we do. Halifax trailing by a goal here in this opener. Nova Scotia champs against the PEI champs. I said pregame, look at these teams 1 through 5. You might come up in your own head with who your favorite to win this thing is, but might not well be the case come Sunday afternoon. Not a lot to choose from between these 5 teams. Dixon now. Looking for another, sends it in. Right on goal. Mills reaches up. Grabs that with the glove. And holds on. His first whistle of the... This one comes 29 seconds into period 2. Faceoff will come to the left of Nathan Mills. This is one of those rare occasions, too. If you hear me hesitate a little bit to call a name, it's probably because I'm trying to read the jersey. This is one of the rare occasions in broadcasting where the arena here live is darker than what you see on your screen. And that's typically, it's the other way around oftentimes, where the screen is darker than the actual building that we're in. But yeah, here the building, being in this building, is darker for us than what you see on the screen. So you've got it brighter than we do. So sometimes you got to squint and see those names, especially if the font is small. Another face-off win for the Wild. Arsenault sends that towards goal, hit something and took all the steam out of it. Wild have it in the neutral ice. Puck is ping-ponging around a bit down there. Michael Arsenault tried to slide it ahead to McDonald. Now comes back into Kensington territory. Inman to his partner. Now back to Inman. This is errant. Good heads-up play there by Gallant to come out and knock that puck out of harm's way. That was going to be a good Halifax chance. Creelman now, far point, sends it down to the corner. Now centering pass from Hartland. Chip can't get a shot away there. McDonald chips this out to the red line. Creelman's got it, sends it over to Ben Lindsay. Lindsay gets the red line, sends it in. Cook races over, chops at that. Can't get it past Legier. He sends it towards goal, and reaching out, taking no chances, is Gallant. Gloving it and holding it. Filling in nicely here at the East Hants Sportsplex. A lot more people here now than there were at puck drop, as is normally the case with these early games. 1 p.m. start time, people having to leave work early and things like that. And it's a cool initiative, too. You can hear them. You'll hear them at some point. There's a group of school kids down to our left, down the far section. Let's finish that thought in a moment. Foot with a shot. That's blocked away by Gallant over the glass and out of play for a whistle. There's a group of school kids to our left, way down the far section, and that's going to continue throughout the tournament during these day games, especially today and tomorrow. The nearby elementary school, each class has been assigned a team for this tournament, and they're coming. They've got signs made for outside the team dressing rooms, and they're really done up and ready to go and support their teams here that are assigned to their particular class. And the class that's here now really making noise down there to our left. Back on the way, Foston tried to get that over to his partner. Now he gets into the blue line. Away comes Halifax. Well, the way they came, Kensington takes it right back. Crozier trying to clear that. Proctor making it difficult. Crozier now sends it through the legs of a Mac over to Zhang. Zhang on the far side. Shoots. Stop. You can see the puck being spilled by Mills. Referee didn't see it being spilled, though. Whistle went just as the puck hit the ice prior to Mills covering it. Not much protest from either side, though. 17:58 to go. Period 2. 1-0. Kensington leading the Max. Shots on goal currently 16-12 in favor of the Wild. First of 3 games here at the East Hants Sportsplex today. Our next game will come at 4 p.m. Atlantic time, 4:30 Newfoundland time. We'll get our first look at the Pinnacle Growlers out of St. John's, Newfoundland. And they'll take on the Moncton Flyers, the champs out of New Brunswick. So that's Newfoundland champ versus New Brunswick champ. And the nightcap will be a 7:30 p.m. puck drop. Get our first look at the host team, the Steel Subaru U18. So they'll take on these Kensington Wild. As I said, each team will have one day at this event where they have a 2-game day. Kensington's 2-game day is today. And hey, if you're going to do it, might as well get it over with out of the gates. Here come the Max now in the offensive zone. Turner with a shot. Doesn't get through. Hines sends it to Shearer behind the goal. Cook over to break that up. Now Murphy has a look and lifts it out to neutral ice. Wagner. He set to Truin. And that puck came out, put McKay in an offside position as he brought it in over the blue line. A little bit of a choppy sequence here in this early portion of the second period. The feeling out continues. Physicality really picked up between these two teams late in that first period. It hasn't exactly carried over, but I'm sure we haven't seen the end of it. Lindsay, the red line, tried to get to Walters. Now Marmalak has it. To Creelin, back to Marmalak. Dooley. Back to Marmalak. Toe drag. Shot. Score! Well, I thought it went in. There's a chance for Dooley. Stopped by Gallant. Referee right away said no goal. Waved that off, saying hit where the post and the crossbar meet. I thought from here it was in. But full disclosure, the referee's got a better angle than I do from way up here. Looked like Marmalak got the Max on the board. And full credit to George Gallant as well. After that happened, he didn't turn around to look if the puck was in the net. He had to get ready, and he made a good save off of Luke Dooley right after that. Some goaltenders would have lost their concentration. Here's a chance. Mills kicks that left pad out. I think that was a pass. Looking for Doyle at the side. Mills kicks the pad out, keeping that from getting through. Here's Walters now. He's got a lane. Sends it over. Well, passes up a good shot. Tried to pass it to Hartland. Now he goes to the bench. There's a chance in front. Stopped by Gallant. He's knocked down. We play on. Dixon now racing up to collect this. Sends it towards goal. Gloved and held by Mills. Well, action picking up here. No question about it. Wish we had replay to look at that Maddox-Marmalak chance again. It was a beautiful quick release from Maddox. Toe drag and quick wrister. Beat Gallant cleanly, high blocker side, right where the post and the crossbar meet. And again, referee instantly, emphatically waved it off, said no goal. No video replay at this event. I'm sure some of you might be asking yourselves that. No video replay, so no way to review that. That certainly would have been a review if that were something that existed here in this event. Chip can't control that pass. And away come the Wild. Now Foston's got it inside his own blue line. Now we've got a whistle here on the offside. A little bit of lapse in concentration there for the Wild. Or we're going to get a penalty. No, Arsenal looked like he was on a beeline to the penalty box. I certainly didn't see an infraction of any kind. It is just the offside. 15:22 to go second period. Face off in neutral ice. Michael Arsenault and Daniel Walters get us back underway. Mason Cook rims us around. Shaw waits for it here near the blue line. Comes out. Lindsay sends it right back in. Gloved down by Cook. Gets it to the red line, no further. Walters pulls that ahead and chips it deep. Cook racing in for that. Cook to McDonald on the half wall. Over to Shaw. Shaw's got some room to skate, and skate he will. Jordan Shaw can't get the shot away. Taking over is Riley Creelman. Far side, Cook knocks that a little bit further ahead. Now Halifax still can't clear. Glove down at the blue line nicely. Now gets over to Shaw. Tried to get it back to Matt McDonald. And the crowd, the Kensington fans here, lament that lack of a shot. Icing waved off here, so we'll play on. Kensington lifts this out to the Halifax blue line. Logan Foote has it. Over to Foston. Foston ahead. Look out. Schlender takes a hit from McDonald. They're still battling over there as Kensington brings the puck forward. Here's Isaac Arsenault. Fans on that wrist shot. That would have been dangerous. Arsenault has it back now. He's the Kensington captain. Arsenault still dancing around down there. Finally, Dooley takes that from him. No icing here. That's waved off right away by the official. It went off of a Halifax or a Kensington player. My apologies. Foston now back into his own zone for it. Looking for Foote here on the near side. Doyle picks it up. Doyle walks in, shoots, stop, big rebound as that came off of the blocker of Mills. Now Zhang's got it. Cycles it down low, too far over there for Tawil. Now Apong's got it. Apong ahead, hitting in stride. There's a quick shot blocker save by Gallant. That's Madison Marmalak. That was the same type of shot he took that hit the post moments ago. The same quick toe drag and quick release. Looking for the same location as well. Didn't beat Gallant that time. He got the blocker up on it. 19-15 shots on goal in favor of Kensington. And we've got 13:27 to go. Second period. Back underway. Shearer. Back to the point to Wagner. Can't keep it in. Couldn't corral that pass clean. Now he's in a foot race with Dixon. Mills comes out of the net. Plays it to the far side to Truin. Truin to Turner. Tristan Turner. Pass is broken up. Comes back to him. We try to get to Hines. It's onside. But Kensington didn't have the puck. And here they come. Liam Arsenault gives it away. Shearer ahead to Hines. And he'll send it deep. Gallant stays in the net. Comes off the side of the net. Doyle first to it. Chips that around the forechecking Shearer. Now Hines has it to Shearer behind the goal. Out the near side. Now spins away from Doyle. Doyle leans on Will Shearer. Hines comes away with it. Hines pulls it nicely to the forehand, but now he loses it. Now Dixon comes away 1-on-3. Dixon tried to turn Truin inside out. Can't. Hines tries to clear. Also can't. Doyle picks it up, walks in, shoots. That's off the shoulder of Mills. That rebound shot from Liam Arsenault doesn't get through. Anxious moments here for Halifax. Denome shot off the skate in front. Now walking in is Dixon, slides it over. Good save by Mills. Sluice in the crease. Penalty coming to Halifax, and now there might be more than one as Truin and Arsenault are pushing and shoving in front. Slashing is going to be called here. It looks like it's going to be Kenzie Wagner to the box for slashing. Will that be the only one? Looked like there might be more as Liam Arsenault was dumped on front, and from his backside, he was pushing and shoving down there with a Halifax player. Looks like it's just the one penalty to Wagner. Second power play of the afternoon for the Wild, about to begin. Trying to add an ever-important insurance goal to their tally. 12:11 to go, second period. Big moment in the game right here. Wild control off the draw. Wrist shot from the point doesn't get through, and now squeaks out over the blue line. Zhang. Now Shaw picks up a head of steam and brings it through neutral ice. Jordan Shaw cuts wide. Still with it now. Cuts out in front. Scores! What a goal from Jordan Shaw! It wasn't quite coast to coast, but it was 3/4 of the coast. Started at his own blue line. Beat Riley Krillman wide and then cut out in front, slid it just underneath Mills between his left skate and the post. And don't look now. Power play goal, and it's 2-0 Kensington. Not sure who's going to draw the assist on that. First of the tournament, obviously, for Shaw. Now the net comes off behind Mills, and he gives Shaw a shove as well. Max have some work to do. 11:33 to go in the second. They're down by a pair. See what the response is here. Head coach of the Max today is Tony McCarthy. Assistant coach is Craig Stevens. Head coach of the Wild is Nathan DeRoche. Assistant coaches are Jeremy Balderston and Nick Reeves. That was really hard to hear. Cook and Taylor with the assists, I believe, on that Shaw goal. I had to take my headset partially off to hear it, but it looks like Shaw from Cook and Taylor on the power play, 2-0 Wild. And I believe I said Nick Reeves is one of the assistants for the Wild. That's likely former Summerside Western Capital Nick Reeves. Here's Schlender now, looking to get the Max back in it. Creelman has it at the red line. McKay. Now Walters takes over, tries to cut to the net. Bouncing around down there, Walters couldn't get a shot away. Now he centers it. Lindsay's got it at the near point. Lindsay shoots, that's off something, sails to the far corner. Foston keeps it down low. Proctor to Walters. Pinned to the wall by Inman. Walters keeps it, comes away with it. Spins back this side, now goes back the other side. Walters back to the point. Foston to Lindsay. Lindsay, wrist shot, redirected, good save, it's still there. Dooley with a whack at it, can't get it on goal, and Kensington clear. We've reached the halfway point of regulation, 10 minutes to go in the second. Wild with a 2-goal lead, goals from Dixon and Shaw. Now here comes Liam Arsenault. We all know how dangerous he is. Cuts to the outside. Kensington now, we're going to get a penalty here as Kensington touches the puck away from the puck. It's going to be a tripping call, and yeah, you can see this brewing. Liam Arsenault is going to head off. You can see his frustration brewing a couple shifts ago. It's only a matter of time, you figured, before he took one. He does take one here. A trip, so the Max going to their second power play of the afternoon now. Chance to cut into this 2-goal Kensington lead. And they control off the draw. Foston. Lindsay. Back to Foston. Foston's got to hurry. And because of that hurry, he wasn't able to get a clean pass away, and the Wild clear. Mills out of the net. Leaves it for Legier, who in turn leaves it for Foston, and Foston brings it ahead for Halifax. Connor Foston still with it, but he puts his line mates in an offside position with that second hesitation. Offside against Halifax, not what you want to see on the power play. 1:33 to go in this second Halifax man advantage of the afternoon. 9:17 to go in the second. Face off in neutral ice. Walters against Isaac Arsenault. Won by Halifax, and bringing it in is Hartland. Max will set up. Chip. Down low to Walters. To Chip. Back to the point. No, Hartland has it. Truan. They trade places. Truan tries to get it down low. Now dancing down there is Walters. To Dooley. Try to get it back to Walters. Minute to go in this Halifax power play. And now away comes Shaw shorthanded. He's got Arsenault going to the net. Shaw shoots. It's off the arm of Mills. Big save right there by Nathan Mills with the right arm. Your team is on the power play and gives up a good chance. And that not only would have been from a morale standpoint, a back-breaking goal, but would have been a 3-goal deficit as well. So that's a big, important save right there from Nathan Mills. 53 seconds to go in this Halifax power play. They control. Connor Foston gets the red line, sends it deep. Marmalak in there looking for that. Only white sweaters come away with it, though. Here comes Tawil. We got Zhang with him. Isaac Tawil cuts to the backhand, send it over front. That's off of Mills. Max take over. Under 30 seconds to go now in the power play. Marmalak with speed through neutral ice, dishes it off to Leger. Leger sends it behind the goal. Lindsay activates from the point. 15 seconds to go in this power play. Foston. Lindsay cross ice pass from Marmalak, hit the shaft of a stick. Over the glass and out of play. One more face-off here on this max power play with 9 seconds to go in it. Face-off will stay in the offensive zone as it came off a Kensington stick. "17 saves and counting for George Gallant. Inman in to collect this off the draw. Banks that off glass and out. Shearer. This penalty comes to a close. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here. Under 8 minutes to go, second period. Max now 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Now here comes Proctor, top of the circle. Proctor through the slot. Couldn't get the shot away. That was... Is that Hollett down there? No. Shearer. Shearer takes a bump from Inman. Now comes to the far side. Scrambly play here. Puck goes over to the vacant point. Wagner races over. Wrist shot. That's off the stick of Andrews and over the glass. So the face-off again will stay inside the Kensington zone. Now some more extracurriculars after this whistle. But cooler heads will prevail. The team separates. 7:01 to go. Second period. Shots on goal 23-18 in favor of Kensington, and they lead it 2-0. Goals from Ethan Dixon and Jordan Shaw. Icing call here on Kensington. We'll bring it all the way back down. .6:52 to go. Face off to the left of Gallant. Turner in on this draw. Wins it to Chip. Now McDonald sends it out to neutral ice. Lindsay sends that into a maze of feet. Kensington clear. Now here comes McDonald. One-on-one with Creelman. Outside in. Creelman stares him down. Lindsay now. Tried to stretch past that. Hits something. Now Creelman's going to race up to collect it. Creelman looking for Chip. That's through his legs. Looks like it was going to be icing perhaps. Gallant comes out to play it. Dixon. Broken up by Foster. Now Walters sends it back in. Denon banks it off the end boards. Crozier around to McDonald. Misfires on the flip, knocked out of the air by Walters. And it goes right to Crozier. And Crozier's got it again. He'll turn and fire it off glass. Nato, that's off of Marmalak, but now the Wild will clear. Arsenault in front of his own bench, gets it deep. Mills out of the net to play it, leaves it for Foston. Boston lifts this out just over the blue line, glove down. Now here come the Wild. Andrews walks around his man, fans on the wrist shot. Now this one's lifted over the glass and out. Face-off will stay in the defensive zone for Halifax. I don't believe they'll be allowed to change either. Oh no, they are allowed to change. .5:33 to go, second period. If you hear a thud, it's probably me getting run over. There's about 3 feet of clearance between my back and the wall and the walkway, the pedestrian walkway here at the top of the concourse. So people got to cut behind me to get to where they're going. Not a whole lot of room. So again, if you hear a thud, it's someone gave me the old-fashioned hip check, and away I went. Doyle at the red line, rips this in. Mills stops it behind the goal. Plays that right to a Kensington player over there in the corner. That's Aiden McKay. McKay now going to the net, trying to get a stick on that puck before Mills covers it. He cannot. .5:05 to go, second period. Sometimes you wonder about teams coming off, off road trips, off the bus, so to speak. I don't imagine that Kensington made the trip today. But certainly they had their legs right from the word go. Halifax, of course, has barely any distance to travel. Most of these guys only had about a 20, 25-minute trip to the rink today. Arsenault now. Going to take that away is Walters. Lifts it through the middle, looking for Marmalak. It's onside. Marmalak rubbed out nicely down there by Taylor. Textbook defense right there. Now it's kept in. Shot stopped. Rebound was kicked out. Marmalak was right there, and he had open net, but he wasn't able to get the puck to his stick. Valant leaves that for Doyle behind the goal, and he'll survey the scene on the delayed offside on Halifax. This chip through. Tawil trying to catch up to it. The two number 11s, Tawil and Trewin, go to the corner. Trewin. Ahead. Shearer. A little bit too far for Dooley. Inman retreats and collects. Stops on a dime. Out the near side. Slides it to Tawil. Aggressive forecheck, forces the turnover. Shearer shoots. That goes wide. Glove side. Trewin has it at the far point. Sends it down low. Shearer picks it up. Walks out. Half wall. Still with it. Shearer. Wrist shot through traffic off the goal post. Second post of the period for the Max. Wagner now. Over to Trewin. Stick. Well, it looked like it broke, but it didn't. It just came off his blade funny. Wagner now. Over to Trewin. Trewin, wrist shot redirected. Top of the slot by Hines. That goes wide. Trewin, wrist shot. Hits the stick. Goes over the goal. Stays in play. Shearer's got it. Back to Wagner near point. Wagner shoots redirected just wide by Turner. Now finally, Zhang tries to clear, can't. Now on the second chance is able to get it out to the red line. Not sure if the Wild will be able to change though, and they aren't able to change. They're getting tired. Zhang over for it. Moves it ahead. This should get a couple Wild players to the bench at least. Now they'll be able to get a full-scale line change as that puck stays in play. Under 3 minutes to go in the second period. Wild holding on to the 2-0 lead. There's a shot from a tough angle. Almost caught Mills sleeping. Hines. Taking a bump down there is Wagner. Now the forced turnover. Fish shot right out front. Good save by Mills as McDonald was all alone in front and got the shot away. Bookmark that one for later. That might be one that we look back on as a key moment in this game. Big save by Nathan Mills, keeping it a 2-goal game. Moments before that, Max hit their second goal post of the period. Marmalak the first time. And then the wrist shot from Trewin was redirected by somebody in red or white and off the goal post. So here we go. Late stages of the second now. Halifax trailing 2-0. See if they can get one back before the end of the period. Foston on the far side. Sends it down low. Hartland battling. Still with it is Hartland. And finally taken away from him. Kept in at the far point by Foston. Sends it down low. Shaw. He's got the most recent Kensington goal. And what a goal it was. Squeaks it out to the red line. Lindsay sends it back in. Delayed offside. We play on. No whistle. This one's redirected into the zone. Kensington will make a change. Lindsay has it now. Stretch pass. Redirected in by Hartland, and he'll head across to the bench for a change. Doyle has it in his feet, finds it, gets over to Taylor. Back to Doyle, Eddie Doyle. Too far for Liam Arsenault on the far side. That's going to come right down on Mills. He'll play it over to Wagner. Kenzie Wagner. Ahead to Dooley. To Marmalak. He can't control that cleanly. Now Creelman has it in front of the Kensington bench. Ahead to Dooley. Takes the bump and gets it deep. Under a minute to go, second period now. Marmalak dances, top of the circle, shoots. It's slowed down, rebound, score! Daniel Walters on the backhand, slides it home. 51 seconds to go in the second. Halifax back in it, they trail 2-1. Big goal right there. I know it's Captain Obvious checking in, but that's a massive goal right there for the Halifax Max. Daniel Walters, prospect for the upcoming Quebec Maritime Hockey League draft, buries it. Marmalak's going to get an assist, as it was his shot that got partially through, slowed down, went to Walters, and he had a wide open net to slide it in on the backhand. No chance for Gallant. Trying to get the goal announcement here. Yeah, no way for me to hear that goal announcement. I apologize. All I can tell you is Walters scored it. Bodies are flying around now. 10 seconds to go in the period. Proctor sends it out front. That's right through the crease. Schlender leans on Denome in the corner, and that's going to just about do it for the period. The buzzer goes to end the second period. Shots on goal after 40 minutes of play, 26-20 in favor of the Wild. And your score after 2 periods of play in game number 1 of the Atlantics. It's the Kensington Wild 2, the Halifax Max 1. Just a reminder that the host committee would like to thank Shooter's Bar and Grill, the official sponsor of this game number 1 of the Atlantics. We're going to pause for the second intermission now. 2-1 Wild leading, heading to the third. We've got a big finish on deck here right out of the gate in this event. Come back and see us for the call of the third in about 13 minutes' time. Welcome back to East Hants, game number 1 of the 2024 U18 Major Atlantics. And we've got a good one right out of the gates between the Max and the Wild. 2-1 after 2 periods of play. Mike Barkhouse with you, along with Kevin Hubert, doing fine work, bringing you the action shots. Let's run down the scoring summary from this game for you before we get third period action underway. Just one goal to tell you about from the first period. Ethan Dixon, the sniper for the Kensington Wild, scoring his first of the tournament. Derek Andrews with the only assist. It was 1-0 Kensington after 20 minutes. Shots on goal after 20 were 14-11 in favor of the Wild. Then in the second period, Kensington would add to their lead on a power play. Jordan Shaw, his first of the tournament. Mason Cook and Cam Taylor with the assists gave the Wild a 2-0 lead. And then just in the dying stages of the second period, just before the end, Max finally opened their account in this tournament. Daniel Walters with his first of the event, Maddox Marmalak and Luke Dooley with the help. 2-1 then, 2-1 now as we get set to start the third period of play. Shots on goal through 40 minutes. 26-20 in favor of the Kensington Wild. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play this afternoon. So that's just about all you need to know. If you're just tuning in late, welcome. You should be caught up now. If you've been with us from the beginning, we appreciate you. Hope you'll be with us the rest of the tournament. This is game 1 of 11. We're going to be with you the rest of the way on AO Live. Third period action underway. Who will get the first viable set of points in this round robin event? Again, it's a total round robin. You play the other 4 teams once. Top 2 in points play Sunday afternoon for the championship. Simple as that. Of course, there are tiebreaker scenarios. Way too early to start getting into those. We'll give you those as we get closer to the conclusion of the round robin, if we feel they're going to start coming into play. Taylor, he's got an assist this afternoon. Moves it ahead. Errant pass there. It's going to make Kensington work a little more to get the puck out of their own zone. And here they come. Dixon sends this in. Misses everybody. Andrews first to it in the near corner. There's a trip, and the arm goes up as Liam Arsenault was dumped. Early third period power play coming up for the Kensington Wild. Logan Truen heading to the box for the trip. Third power play of the day, for the Kensington Wild, about to get underway. A chance to restore the 2-goal lead that they enjoyed in the second period. Isaac Arsenault, Jordan Shaw, Ryan Zhang, Mason Cook, and Luke Inman to begin this power play for the Wild. Legier, Chip, Lindsay, and Creelman killing for the Max. And a good start to the kill for the Max as they send it the length of the ice. Cook back for it. Now Cook spins away from Legier. Now here comes Shaw. He's got the most recent Kensington goal. This one looked like it was almost going to be a carbon copy chance from that goal, but he stopped up instead of taking it to the net. Shaw's got it now. Centers, top of the crease. Unable to find it for a shot was Zhang. That would have been a dangerous chance. Halifax clears. Cook back for it. Kensington with a change. Halifax with a partial change of their own. First half of this man advantage for the Wild just about over. Cook drops it back for Arsenault. This is Michael Arsenault. Cuts inside, he's stripped, and Walters clears. Doyle back for it. Get impressed with him today. Settles this wobbling puck down and sets up the breakout. 45 seconds to go in the Kensington power play. Liam Arsenault over the blue line. Drops it for Dixon. Back to Arsenault. Dixon. He's got some room to operate. Stops up, gets it back to Doyle. Dixon. Half clapper. That's off the leg of Kenzie Wagner and out of play. Faceoff will stay in Halifax territory. 29 seconds to go in the Kensington power play. Tony McCarthy changes up a couple players. Legier in to take this draw against Derek Andrews. Big win on the face-off by Luke Legier. Dixon on the far side. Comes back to Doyle. We try to get it back to Andrews, and now here comes Legier shorthanded. He's got Proctor with him. Legier shoots, and Doyle gets a stick on that. That goes up and out of play. Just 11 seconds to go now in the Kensington power play. So if nothing else, from a Kensington perspective, it kills off 2 more minutes of clock with the lead. Face-off coming to the left of George Gallant, who's been so great today. 19 saves on 20 shots. Many of them of the excellent variety. McDonald now. Far side. Look out. Wagner was going for the big hit, misses. Penalty is over. 3 minutes gone in this third period. It remains 2-1 Kensington. Wild now 0 for 3 on the power play this afternoon. Remember, their 2-game day is today, so they'll be in action again tonight. So they'd like to do so with 3 points in their back pocket. Isaac Arsenault now. Centers, goes right to Legier. They'll send it to Hines on the near half boards. Back to Legier. Legier backhands it in. It gets all the way deep. Crozier and Proctor give chase. Now McDonald has it, and he'll flip it out here. It's off the glove of Foot. Now it's going to be called a hand pass as Hines is the first to touch it. Tough break there for Halifax. Neutral zone face-off upcoming. 16:21 to go third period. Lots of time yet. Again, this is the first of 3 games for us here today from the Keith Miller Arena inside the East Hants Sportsplex. Game 2 of this event goes at 4 p.m. Atlantic, 4:30 Newfoundland time. The Moncton Flyers taking on the Pinnacle Growlers out of St. John's, Newfoundland. And then at 7:30, these Kensington Wild will return to the East Hants Sportsplex ice, taking on the host team, the Steel Subaru U18s. Action-packed 4 days of hockey for you here. We're going to have it all for you here on AO Live. So happy to be with you. Get to do at least one of these events per year, it seems, these Atlantic events, Atlantic Hockey Championship events, and it hasn't been a bad one yet. Such entertaining hockey. Arsenault now. It's kept in by Andrews. Andrews battling with a couple of Macs. Now Dixon is stripped, and away comes Hines. He'll wrist it around, knowing Shearer was headed to the far board. Shearer touch pass right to Tristan Turner. Turner behind the goal. Centers! Hines couldn't find it, and he looks skyward. Mills out of the net leaves this for Wagner. Wagner. Too far. Way too far for True. And now Arsenault scores! Liam Arsenault wires it. Top corner blocker side off the sloppy play in the defensive zone by the Max. And it's 3-1 Wild. Big goal there, let me tell you. And that very likely is going to be an unassisted goal as well. Maybe some nerves coming into play there for the Max. Some miscommunication between defender and winger on the breakout pass. Leads to an Arsenault one-timer in the slot. Not sure he got all of it, but he sure did get enough to get it up blocker side, top corner. 3-1 Kensington Wild lead. Liam Arsenault, as I said, top prospect for this summer's Quebec Maritime Hockey League draft. As a rookie, he had 49 points in 33 games this year in the regular season. Also had 6 points in 4 playoff games. It's going to be 2 assists on that goal. I misspoke when I said it was going to be unassisted. Obviously, he took a pass to get the one-timer away. But there is going to be 2 assists. We'll endeavor to get those assists to you, as again, it's almost impossible for me to hear the PA announcements here. Max need to turn it up here now. It's getting late early, as they say. Marmalak. Wrist shot. That's off the toe of Gallant. Good save there by him. Murphy sends that off the leg of Hartland. Now Doyle lifts that over the glass, got way underneath that backhander, and it sails over the glass. So offensive zone faceoff coming up for Halifax. 14-16 to go in the third. Shots on goal sit at 30-22 in favor of Kensington. Michael Arsenault and Ethan Dixon with the assists on that Liam Arsenault goal. Second point of the day for Ethan Dixon. We're back underway here. 6 minutes into the third. Creelman. Far side. Proctor gets the red line, sends it deep. Gallant immediately out of the net to play it, and play it he will to Cook here on the near side. Trying to get to Zhang. That's tied up. Forces a turnover. Centering pass looking for Proctor. That's broken up. Now Max won a penalty there on Proctor. They're not going to get it. That's one that probably earlier in the game was called. Legier in to pick up this loose puck. And away he goes. Luke Legier to Hartland. Finds it in his feet. Now gives it away. Isaac Arsenault. Centers. That was behind Crozier. Hartland tries to poke it out. Can't. Wagner. They get it over to Lindsay. Lindsay does chop it out of his zone. Now a big collision between Isaac Arsenault and Hartland at the red line. Wild bench loves it. Schlender in. Looking for trouble. Wild take over and send it out. This might be an icing. Yeah, that puck gets up on its edge and takes off. So that's going to be an icing call on the Wild. 12:55 to go, third period. It's been a good one here this afternoon to open things in this tournament. Would expect nothing less. Face off to the left of George Gallant in the Kensington goal. Won by the Halifax. Truan sends it down low. Now Walters takes the Karam off the inboards, gets it right out in front. Can't beat Gallant. Now back comes Liam Arsenault, the most recent goal scorer. That one was off the stick of Truan into the far corner. Max get it up. Doyle picks it up inside his own blue line. Through the middle, touched by Liam Arsenault, right on goal. Kicked out by Mills. Wagner's got it. Rims it around near side. Schlender knocks it down. Not a high stick, so we play on. Walters dancing through neutral ice. He's got the Halifax goal today. Schlender. Bump behind the goal. Wild can't clear. Foston from the point. Right on stop. Big rebound from Gallant. Maybe his worst rebound of the day. His team was there to clear, though, out of harm's way. Now here's a giveaway. And Dixon's going to come away for Kensington. He's got 2 points this afternoon. A goal and an assist. Talk about your pre-tournament predictions. If you talk about who might be the top player or top scorer in this tournament, Ethan Dixon's one of the names that most certainly would come to mind. Icing call here on Halifax. 11:50 to go in the third. Back underway here inside the Kensington zone. Under 12 to go in the third. Michael Arsenault. Over to Shaw. Try to get it back to Arsenault. Foot breaks that up. Now the stick of Shaw is sitting there by the faceoff. Shaw tries to fall on it. Max come away with it. Foston ahead to Shearer. Shearer saw the collision coming. Stops up. Gets it to Hines. Wrist shot. Kicked aside by Gallant. Turner sends it down low. Cook to the near corner to collect for Kensington. Back comes Isaac Arsenault now. Shoots right on. Mills closes things up just in the nick of time before that could squeak through him. Another big save by Mills. his 29th of the afternoon. .11:06 to go in the third. Clock starting to become the enemy of the Max. Marmalak and Isaac Arsenault to do the honors on this faceoff. Each one of those becomes more important now as we get deeper in this game. Won by the Max. Creelman ahead for Walters. They'll send it in to the Kensington zone. Lindsay at the red line. Sends it back to Creelman. Creelman through the middle. Touched by Walters to negate the icing. Doyle first to it. Doyle gets it to Denome. Ahead. Jang couldn't come up with it cleanly on the clear. Or on the breakout, I should say. Max sent it on goal for a stoppage. Couple pushes and shoves after that whistle. Faceoff will come to the left of George Gallant. 10:40 on the clock. I mentioned Kensington will be in action again later tonight at 7:30. Their two-game day out of the way. Max will be back in action tomorrow morning, bright and early, 10 a.m. as they'll take on Moncton. There's a penalty coming to Kensington off that draw as Dooley was hooked. That's one they're not going to miss. So they're going to call it a hold. Holding, hooking, take your pick. It's a penalty, and that's the second minor of the day for Liam Arsenault as well. So, third power play of the afternoon for Halifax now, and a golden opportunity to get it back to a one-goal deficit. Legier, Marmalak, Schlender, Lindsay, and Foston for Halifax on this power play to begin. Michael Arsenault, Shaw, Denome, and Doyle, your Kensington penalty killers to start. Foston has to race back into his own end for it. Gets over to Legier. Sauces it over to Marmalak. And here come the Max. Maddox Marmalak through neutral ice with speed. He's got a goal post today. And now he's got a goal! Maddox Marmalak with his patented toe drag quick release wrister beats Gallant over the glove. Power play goal for Halifax, and it's 3-2. Well, we saw that move from Marmalak several times today. First one hit the post or the crossbar. Take your pick. Second one was stopped with the blocker by Gallant. Another one got through and led to the first goal by Walters. And now that one gets on goal, beats Gallant clean. And Maddox Marmalak, the Nova Scotia League MVP, does MVP things. First of the tournament on the power play. Gets his team back within a goal. Hines now brings it in over the blue line for Halifax. He's stripped of the puck. Now giveaway. Proctor can't come up with it clean. I'll try and get the particulars on that goal for you. Again, very difficult to hear. We're going to go silent here for a moment. Foston and Lindsay with the assists. So I was able to make it out that time. Power play goal for Marmalak. Foston and Lindsay with the assists. So there you go. First point for both Foston and Lindsay. Scrum down there below the goal line. Finally dug out. 9 minutes to go in the third. Inman to Cook. Back to Inman. Sends that off the skate of the linesman. Now Michael Arsenault. Top of the circle. Wrist shot right on. Big rebound from Mills. Comes back to Arsenault. Centers it. Only red sweaters there. Now Hartland gets it ahead to Luke Dooley. And he'll skate it through neutral ice. Get it in on the backhand. Going to go right on goal. Gallant taking no chances and holds on. Takes a chop from Walters as well. That will draw a little bit of a crowd. And now you can kind of feel the momentum starting to shift a little bit here. Some nervous energy from the Kensington side. 8:36 to go. Lots of time Can't sit on this one. Walters in on this draw against Michael Arsenault, and won by Arsenault. Kensington, I don't have the stats in front of me today, the live stats, but I'm telling you, if you see the face-off statistics from this afternoon, I got to think Kensington's ahead by quite a wide margin. Dooley centers. That goes right through the slot. McDonald now gets it ahead. Shaw, one-on-one with Ben Lindsay, and Lindsay stares him down and blocks the shot. McDonald from the top of the circle. And the slot for Taylor. Taylor to the backhand. He tries to get the shot away, and it's blocked. Away now comes Walters. He's stripped. McDonald with good work here, and it's onside as he brings it in. McDonald trying to get around Foston. Sends it one-handed behind the goal. Under 8 minutes to go in the third now. 3-2 Wild. Foston got an assist on that Marmelac goal moments ago. This one's lifted out. Denome at his own blue line. Sends it ahead for Doyle. Eddie Doyle through the middle. Kensington can't get the shot away. He was looking for Zhang there. Now this shot from the half boards goes wide on the left side. Marmelac right back out there. Turner. Try to get it back. It's a giveaway. Zhang shoots off the crossbar. 2 posts in the second period. Crossbar here. This was the first one for Kensington, though. The 2 posts in the second period were both Halifax Max hitting the post. This time it's Brian Zhang cleanly beating Nathan Mills with a wrist shot, but not the crossbar. 7:02 to go in the third. It remains a 1-goal Kensington Wild lead. Tell a friend, get to AO Live for the finish of this game. We got 10 more after this. Our next game comes just a little over an hour's time. Pinnacle Growlers and Moncton Flyers at 4 p.m. There's a save from Mills, and he knocks the rebound out of harm's way. Denome. With a Crozier, back to Denome. Far side, way too far for McKay, and that's going to be an icing call on the Wild. With 6:39 to go. Shots on goal, 34-26 in favor of Kensington. Faceoff comes back to Creelman at the point. Wrist shot through traffic. Good work by Gallant to battle through that traffic. Not only make the save, but not spill any rebounds as well. So we'll do it again from the same location. Won't be the same personnel, though, as the Wild now make a change. They weren't able to on the previous stoppage because of the icing. But they do make a change here now. Faceoff one back. Comes out over the blue line. Sent back in by Ben Lindsay. Delayed offside here. And finally, Proctor clears the zone. Liam Arsenault chops at this at the red line. Don't think he touched it. No, he does not. Icing on Kensington. That's the second maybe unnecessary icing is what I would call it for Kensington here in the last minute or so. You can't keep giving a team offensive zone faceoffs at this juncture. Eventually it will come back to bite you. So here we go. Legier and Dixon in on this draw to the left of George Gallant. This one won by Gallant. Cook. Over to the corner. Andrews takes a big bump from Proctor. Proctor sends it down low. Cook gives chase along with Legier. Cook gets it ahead to Dixon, skips over his stick. Lindsay from the point, that's blocked. Now Creelman's going to have to hustle back. Mills is going to make a play here. Leaves it for Creelman. Andrews in, takes it from Creelman. Now they battle behind the goal. 3 red sweaters, and somehow Taylor's got it on his stick. Sends it just wide. Doyle, far point, keeps it in. Wrist shot from the point, blocked down by Legier, and now Schlender's got it. Schlender looking for Legier, that's off the stick of Dixon. Now Lindsay looking for Easton Schlender. Kensington take over. Lindsay gets the red line, now gets the blue line, gives it away to Doyle, who sends it right back out. Doyle, it's the max tag up. Taylor, Cam Taylor back to Eddie Doyle. Doyle ahead, looking for Liam Arsenault at the blue line. That goes the other way. Dixon now to Liam Arsenault. It's the blue line, sends it deep. Change for the Wild with 5 minutes to go in the third. Hartland slides it through the slot, looking for Hines. Can't get a shot away. Now Wagner's shot from the point doesn't get through, and now away comes McDonald. Kicks it up to the stick. Foston closes on him. McDonald, wrist shot, stopped by Hines. Stopped by Mills. A lot of the steam was taken out of that shot, but Mills still had to stop it. Now Hines waited just a little bit too long, and that put Will Shearer offside. 4:36 to go. Wild holding on to this 3-2 lead. Shots on goal 35-27 in favor of Kensington. Marmalak and Michael Arsenault on this draw, won cleanly by Marmalak. Creelman's stick breaks in half on that dump in. I thought he broke his stick earlier. I'm wondering if he's using the same stick, because that stick earlier looked like it had an issue. Creelman's still out there with no stick. That's not going to help. McDonald's shot doesn't get to the net. Now away because Marmalak. Marmalak's got Walters going to the net. Marmalak toe drag shot right on stop. Rebounds there for a moment. Gallant scoops it up before Dooley could find it. Again, the same thing with Marmalak every time. The toe drag and wrist shot. He's got that such quick release. It's tough for goaltenders to control it even if they do stop it. Another offensive zone faceoff for Halifax comes with 4:11 to go. Mills still in the goal, which you would expect. Too early to pull him just yet. There we go. Lindsay's shot goes well wide. Might have hit something on the way in. Walters stripped of the puck down there in the corner by Arsenault. Now Arsenault barreling ahead like a bull in a China shot, but away with speed comes to Wheel, overskates it, gets it back. Trying to get that red line to dump it in, and now he does. And he'll give chase and beat Creelman to the puck. Creelman's got a new stick. That's good to see. So Wheel cycles it down low. Lindsay picks it up, being watched by Zhang. Zhang with the stick lift. To Wheel in to try and get it from Walters, and does. Creelman bumps him off the puck. 3.5 to go in the third. Legier on the far boards. Catches up to it, pokes it out. Now here comes Walters. He's got Marmalak with him. Marmalak waits. Toe drag wrister, and I think that caught a piece of Mason Cook's stick on the way in and goes over the glass and out of play. Never a bad idea to just fire that puck at the net, especially at this stage. 3:23 to go. Back underway. Big face-off win there by the Kensington Wild. Now poked out by Dixon, and away he goes. Well, he overskated the puck, so that stalls that breakout a little bit. Taylor and Turner race over to the far side. Turner gets it back to Wagner, to Proctor. Proctor gets it deep. Taylor first to it, has a look. Sends it over to Denome, who sends it out to the red line. Turner sends it right back in. Taylor to Denome. Dixon. Liam Arsenault. He's got the third Kensington goal. Dixon through to Doyle into the slot. Eddie Doyle stopped by Mills. Tried to go 5-hole. Big save there from the Halifax netminder. Coming up on 2.5 minutes to play in the third. Anxious times here in Lance. This one's lifted off the boards and out by Proctor. Shaw sends it ahead. Doyle tries to get it in. Stopped at the blue line by Wagner, and he'll advance it. Keeping an eye now on Nathan Mills to see when he may come to the bench. Maybe he won't, given the goals for and against aspect. There's a shot from Shaw right on that Mills handles and holds. 2:08 to go. We'll likely get a timeout from someone here at some point. Not just yet, though. But again, that's a question that's worth asking. In this round-robin format where goals for and against could potentially come into play in a tiebreaker scenario, do you pull the goaltender for the extra tackle and risk a 2-goal defeat? We're going to find out what Tony McCarthy thinks here shortly. Legier catches up to this on the far side. Marmalak overskates it, and away comes McDonald. Where Kensington gets the red line, sends it in. Mills out of the net to play it. He's going to leave it for Creelman. Mills looking to the bench. Looks like they're going to pull him as McCarthy's got the hand up in the air saying not yet. So it looks like Mills will be coming to the bench at some point. Cook. Over to Denome. Through to Arsenault. It's off his stick to Creelman. Max with the puck now. Minute and a half to go. Will Mills come to the bench now? Well, they tried to send it deep, but it goes over the glass off one of those basketball hoops down there. So it'll be a neutral zone face-off with 1:25 to go. Mills still in the net for Halifax. No timeout by either coach yet. Walters and Isaac Arsenault on this draw. One forward by Walters. Wild clear. Hacking and whacking down there until Wheel gets it in. Now, here come the Max. Marmalak. Kensington defender Zhang fell. Shot by Marmalak. Stopped up high. To the bench is Mills. 6-on-5. Halifax net empty with 1:05 to play. Creelman activates from the point to keep this on the half wall. Legier trying to get a shot away. Can't. Ripped over the glass and out by Doyle, and we'll get a whistle. 56 seconds on the clock. We'll likely see a timeout here now. Again, Halifax net is empty. Mills is on the bench. And there is the timeout. Tony McCarthy gets the dry erase board out to draw something up. What a way to open this event. Couldn't ask for much more. 1-goal barn burner right down to the end. And do we have more drama yet? Again, in about 57 or so minutes, we'll have game 2 of this tournament. Pinnacle Growlers, Newfoundland champs, against the Moncton Flyers, the champs out of New Brunswick. So here we go. Timeout is over. Crowd on both sides now spurring their team on. Face off to the left of Gallant. Won by the Max. Now Dixon trying to lift this one down to the open net. It's going to go wide. And it's going to be an icing call against the Wild. So obviously no change permitted for them. 48.5 seconds on the clock. Eddie Doyle with a tap on the pads for his goaltender. And here we go, back underway. Halifax wins another draw. Marmalak down low for Walters. Walters leaves it for Schlender. Schlender back to Marmalak on the half wall. Marmalak. Passes looking for Legier. That's broken up and just out over the blue line. 30 seconds to go. Lindsay gets the red line. Makes a move. Lindsay still with it. Lindsay pinned to the wall. Squirts free. Walters has it. Back to the point to Marmalak. Back to Walters, top of the circle. Shoots. That goes wide. 15 seconds to go now. Foston's shot from the half wall goes wide. Walters has it. Tries to center. That's blocked by Doyle. Centered again. It's loose. They whack away. Where is it? Whistle goes. Gallant looks like he has it. Wild scramble in front of the Kensington goal there as Walters threw it out in front. But it stays out. We've got 7.6 seconds to go. Halifax has already used their timeout. Will Nathan DeRoche use his now? Officials are huddled up having a discussion. Now one of the officials is coming over to have a chat with the timekeeper. Maybe a little bit too much time came off the clock after that whistle. Maybe that's what they're talking about. 7.6 is what's showing right now. Let's see if they add any time. So the officials depart. Still 7.6 on the clock, so doesn't look like we're going to get anything added on. So here we go. Walters is Shaw on the draw. Won by Shaw, but it comes back to the point to Lindsay. Lindsay far side, intercepted by Liam Arsenault, and he'll skate this one out Sends it into the open net. Not sure if that was after the buzzer or not. We couldn't hear the buzzer. The Wilds celebrate, but again, it's showing as 4-2 on the scoreboard. I don't know if that will count. Kensington don't care. The Wild open the tournament with a big 3 points as they defeat the Halifax Max, the PEI champs, over the Nova Scotia champs. Officials are huddling now to see if that puck went over the line before or after the final buzzer, and that might not matter to a lot of people, but it matters to these two teams because, again, if it comes down to goal differential in any kind of tiebreaker scenario, it matters, and now the referee waves it off. So the Liam Arsenault empty netter will not count. Will not count, so it's a 3-2 Kensington final. Not a 4-2 final, a 3-2 final, so just a +1 goal differential for the Wild. Player of the game announcements. Thanks again to Shooters Bar and Grill for being the official game sponsor of this game number 1. Player of the game for the Max is Maddox Marmalak, MVP of the Nova Scotia League. Goal and an assist for him this afternoon. Might not be his last player of the game this week. Player of the game for Kensington, Eddie Doyle, the anchor on the blue line. No points for Doyle today, but again, big minutes on the Kensington blue line, real shutdown type defender. So that's going to do it. Game number 1 is in the books. We're going to take a quick break, rest up, get a throat lozenge, get a drink, and then we're going to be right back here 4 p.m. Atlantic, 4:30 Newfoundland time for game number 2 of this event. Game number 1 is in the books. Final score from East Hants Sportsplex in game number 1 of the Atlantics. The Kensington Wild 3, the Halifax Max 2. Thank you for watching today on AO Live. We hope to see you back at 4 p.m. as the Pinnacle Growlers take on the Moncton Flyers. Kevin Hubert, great job as always bringing you the shots. That's it for now. We'll see you back in about 45 minutes time or so for game number 2. You're watching the 2024 U18 Major Atlantics on AO Live.